Hi everybody, Sanibonani. Welcome to my channel. Listen, you guys, I want to talk about, of course, is it Donnell and Bailey, okay? Because the story is about Donnell and Bailey, but it's now turning out to be about Sonya Mbhele. And the reason for that is because for some reason we cannot deal with a man doing something that is bad, doing something that they're not supposed to do, doing something that is horrible, and holding them 100% unconditionally responsible, accountable for their action. We have a problem with that as a society. When a man does something, we quickly look for a woman close by to blame. We look for, is it the wife? Is it the kids? Is it the grandmother? Is it the mother? Is it the side chick? There's always somebody that is just going to be blamed for a man doing something that they are not supposed to do. It's amazing to me that this story has moved from being about Donnell Mbhele to it being about Usonya. That Usonya is even reaching a point where she has to release a statement about this issue. So, the story that is going around is that this girl released some information accompanying by the photos of her, proving that she has been in an abusive relationship with Donnell Mbhele, who is said to be the son of Sonya Mbhele, our iconic actress who has been in many productions in South Africa, TV productions, and who is also a producer. She's actually one of the producers of Real Housewives of Johannesburg, you guys. So since she is so known, the story was quickly attached to her, and it almost seemed like it was about her than it was about her son. And the girlfriend is claiming that she has been in an physically abusive relationship, and also it sounds like it's been an emotionally abusive relationship too, because she talks about the manipulation, and there are screenshots obviously that have been shared of their conversations, and when you read those conversations, you can see this is somebody that is very hard to deal with emotionally and mentally. This is somebody that possibly needs help, and this is not somebody that you would want to get into a relationship with, you guys. I do not know honestly why it came to a point where this girl felt like social media was a place that could save her, that she didn't feel safe enough to speak to her family, speak to even Donnell's family, or even just go to the police, because you know the abuse is a criminal act, you guys. So I never really understand why people would feel like they would rather go on social media than report a case, because I always feel like we talk about the story while it's hot and new, and then we forget about it. So I don't even know if at the end of the day, when you come on social media and say, listen, I'm in this situation and I'm in an abusive situation, that social media does help. So even with her, I still don't understand why she decided to come on social media instead of just getting some help within the people that she trusts, like go speak to your mom or your family or somebody, or go to the police. But you came online, you guys. What's making me sad about the situation is that these are people that are very young. They are very young, you guys. I feel like children rush into these relationships, you guys, and to have somebody that is so young already dealing with an abusive relationship, for me it makes me really 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 sad. It makes me really really sad. But at the same time, I am happy that she understands that it's not right. I'm happy that she understands that it's not normal. And but I do feel like it probably wasn't the first time that this has happened. For some reason she felt like this time she wanted to speak up. I wish that our kids understood that that is something that is not acceptable at all, that the first time that it happens, you don't even have to come here and justify it to us and say this has happened so many times. This one time he did this one time. Just one time. When he does it just one time, you can actually report it. But it really just makes me sad that like such young people are dealing with such an issue, you guys. Of course, Sonya Mbhele has come out, has issued a statement. I feel like, you guys, anybody that blames Sonya Mbhele, I don't understand how you could even get like that, you guys. As mothers, as parents, we did do the best that we can with these kids. Of course, like with my kids, they look like they're going to turn out okay, but I don't know what's going to happen when they start getting into relationships. Maybe there are things, there are conversations and things that I feel like that I should have had that I haven't had with them. I do not know, you guys. All I know is that I'm doing the best that I can to make sure that they turn out to be really, really good people. That when they get into relationships, they know how to do a relationship, how to treat their partners. But if they do get into a relationship and they don't act the way that they're supposed to act, am I really going to be the one to blame as a parent? Can we really blame Sonia? Because I think every mother does the best that they can. Of course, sometimes we put our children in situations that influence them in not in a good way, but the intention is never to do that to our children. Even when, as a parent, you get in a relationship with somebody that ends up being abusive to you and your children are exposed to that, you don't get into that relationship with an intention of exposing your child to that. And I'm sure even with Sonia, because she has said that she has been in an abusive relationship before, I'm sure she regrets that. She regrets um, that maybe her children were exposed to something like that. Did she know that her son was going to turn out to be an abuser too? Of course she didn't know. Was she hoping that it doesn't happen? Of course she was hoping that it doesn't happen. Just like all of us are hoping that it doesn't happen. I do not know why we are blaming her. Had she been a mother that abandoned her children and never raised them, left them somewhere and went and had a good life somewhere and didn't take care of her children, maybe we could blame her. But this is a mother that has actually raised her children according to the information that we have. So how are we going to blame her that her child is in this situation? Okay. I'm happy Ugutu Sonia didn't come out and just defend her son, because of course when your child goes through something like this, the first instinct is you want to defend your child. I'm glad that she's coming out to say, listen, wrong is wrong. He's going to be held accountable for his actions. I'm going to make sure that he gets the help, because guys, he is young. Even if the case is opened with the police and he gets arrested and whatever, at the end of the day, that's not going to be the end of his life. This is not going to be his last relationship. So Sonia still needs to think about how does she help him, so that in the future, if he ever gets in another relationship, that he understands that something like that can never happen. What are the things that he needs to work on himself? Because there is something going on there, guys. The way that he's so manipulative with those messages, there's something going on. So of course, you guys, I'm glad that she is saying, listen, he's gonna be held accountable. I'm going to make sure that he gets all the help that he can, and of course, I'm willing to support the girl. But I'm hoping that Intombazane doesn't lean on Sonia for support, because Sonia needs to be focused on her son. I think it's more even serious with her son, because he's probably going to get into another relationship and we don't want another girl to be in the same situation. So Sonia needs to be focused on making sure that her son is held accountable and also gets the help that he needs. This girl needs to go to her family now. I really feel like that. I feel like she needs to rely on her family. She needs to tell people that she trusts with this situation that can support her. And if she wants to go to the police station and open a case, then she can do that. But I think that she needs to not lean so much on this family, because also it brings in the question of, do you want to be associated with this family so much because they are a famous family, or is it because you really were in love with this boy? Because now you are in an abusive relationship here. Just move away from this situation. And if you feel like legally you want it to be handled legally, do that away from this family. I hope that she's going to do that. Just go to, if your mother is still alive, just talk to your mother, talk to your sisters, talk to your cousins, your friends, and get that support. If you want to open the case, do that, but do not rely on Sonya, because I feel like, of course, she's saying that she's been treating her like a daughter, but now the situation is different, because these people are not the best people to be together at this point. And if Sonia is going to have to assist or help in any way, she probably has to put her son as number one, because her son needs help. Like, because even though he is wrong in what he did, there has to be steps that are taken to make sure that he does not do that again, because it is not acceptable. But I do not think that there is anything that we can put on Sonia, because I know that as a mom, especially a single mom raising a son, you guys, you do the best that you can. But when sometimes the father is not around, there are things that you cannot teach your son. What was she supposed to do? And the fact that between the two parents, a mom and a dad, if a mom is around and something goes wrong with the child, a mom is blamed. But she's the one that was around more. She's the one that was probably the most supportive to the kids, because the other parent was not there, because she says she is a single mom. But she's the one that is going to get blamed. How come people are not asking, where is the father? Where is the father? What has his contribution been in this situation? You know? And also, you guys, that boy has to understand that what he did is wrong, and he is 100% responsible for it. I think when he sees it online, people blaming his mom, then he's gonna get it in his head that part of this is not his fault. If you lift up your hand and hit a woman, you have to be held accountable for that. You are responsible for it. You are responsible. If there is punishment that comes out of that, you have to take the punishment, 100% of it. And you also are responsible to fix yourself if you want to be fixed. And people around you can help you, but you have to be committed to being helped. I really, really don't like it. I think from this morning, it really just bothered me that people really are talking as if Sonia did something wrong. In parenting, you guys, for the most part, as parents, we did the best that we can. But there's no guarantee that our kids are going to turn out okay. When she says that she woke up to a different world, I can just imagine, you guys, because you never really think that your kids are going to be in a situation like that. At the same time, you want your child to understand that, look, you have done something terribly wrong here, something that we cannot tolerate, something that can never happen again. At the same time, you have to support him, so that he doesn't feel like it's the end of the world, and he feels like he can still change. Because you know what happens with these kids, the next thing somebody feels like, oh, my life might as well end because I'm in this situation. It's very easy now to just think that, I might as well end my life because I'm in this situation. So she has to think about all of those things. I don't feel like it's her fault at all. I feel like she probably did the best, like we all do. This is 100% her son's fault, but I do feel like there is hope in helping him. But in helping him, it does not mean that he cannot be held accountable for his actions. It does not mean that he cannot be punished for his wrongdoings, because I think the earlier that he understands how wrong what he did is, the better, because then, by the time he grows, he becomes like a man, or he gets married or something, he will understand that this is not something that is ever, ever acceptable. But to just young people, guys, just don't rush into relationships. Just relax about it, you guys. Relax. Like the way that that kid is talking, I was so good to this man. How are you good to a man when you are so young? You are supposed to be good to yourself. Well, guys, if you feel like being good to anybody, be good to yourself. If you feel like taking care of anybody, take care of yourself. How are you so young and talking about, I took care of him, I was so good to him? What? You should be good to yourself. You should be in school, you should be starting businesses, you should be taking care of yourself emotionally, physically, and otherwise. You know, how are you going to be crying here about a man, guy? I know, no, no. Don't rush into relationships. It's unnecessary. There's so much heartbreak in relationships and getting to know a person, understanding a person, misunderstanding. Why do you want so much to be in this relation? Just chillax. Take care of this. If you feel like, yo, I have so much love to give it to yourself. Just love yourself, Jill. If you feel like you have too many hugs, just hug yourself. Because in Mjolo, these are the things that happen. This is not like exceptional. This happens a lot in relationships. So you don't know if you're getting into a relationship, if this is something that will happen to you. So just love yourself. Take care of yourself. Don't rush into these relationships, you know. Oh, well, no, 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 no. Mm-mm. Don't talk like a married woman now who's been begazelling emendweni when you are young and supposed to be enjoying yourself. What is that? Hi guys, just take care of yourself, love yourself. You know, go out to even if you go to movies alone, call your friends and go out with them. This miserable relationships at a very young age. What is this now? Mm-mm, mm-mm. Anyway, you guys, that's all that I wanted to say on this topic. But the bottom line for me, I don't like the blame on Sonya. Let's learn that when a man, old, young, short, tall, whatever, when a man has done something wrong, we hold them 100% responsible and accountable for their actions. Let's stop looking for a woman around them to blame for what they have done, because it feels like that's what we try and do all the time when men do something wrong. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like it before Pumegona, share it with your friends, with your family, and even strangers. Ntando.